Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to break down complex sources and give you the actionable insights you need. Today, we're tackling something universal, something everyone has but few truly master: time. Yeah, it's fascinating.
It really is.
Everyone gets the same 24 hours. From the richest billionaire to someone struggling to get by. Same clock.
The ultimate level playing field, you could say.
Exactly. But the results, they couldn't be more different. Some people achieve just extraordinary things, while others feel like they're constantly falling behind. How does that happen?
Well, that's the central question Thibaut Meurisse explores in Master Your Time. And his core argument, when you boil it down, isn't really about finding the perfect app or some, fancy scheduling hack.
Okay, so what is it then?
It's about how we value time, fundamentally. Most people, he argues, just don't value it correctly. They treat it like it's abundant, like there's always more tomorrow.
That I'll do it later mindset.
Precisely. And that is the critical mistake we need to fix right off the bat.
So we need to flip that script. Think scarcity.
Exactly. A scarcity mindset for time. Think about it. You can always make more money, potentially. You can get more stuff. But time, you can never make another second.
Never. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Irrevocably lost. Every single second you spend on something low value, it's just vanished. You can't get it back.
And the book really hammers this home, right? This idea of the implicit choice.
Yes, it's profound. When you choose, say, 2 hours scrolling through social media, it feels harmless maybe, but you're not just losing 2 hours.
You're saying no to something else.
You're implicitly saying no to everything else you could have done. Learning a skill, starting that business, even just having a real conversation with someone you care about.
And that adds up over time.
Yeah.
Massively.
Think about it. Hundreds, maybe thousands of hours watching TV, mindlessly scrolling. Where could you be if you'd used even half that time differently? It's staggering.
Meurisse uses that Warren Buffett analogy early on, which I found really striking. It sets the stakes.
It does. Buffett obviously is money-rich beyond imagination. But Meurisse realized, back when he was starting out, that he possessed something Buffett couldn't buy.
Time. Decades of it.
Exactly. Decades. It completely reframes wealth. You might envy someone's bank account, but if you're younger or just earlier on your path, you have this incredible temporal wealth.
You're time rich.
You are time rich. Your clock hasn't run down yet. And if you can learn, starting now, to treat that time as your absolute most valuable asset, more valuable than any money you have right now, then you unlock incredible potential. That's the core mission here, isn't it?
That's what this deep dive is all about. Guiding you through that shift. Learning to value your time so intensely that you don't just let the years slip by. You actively shape them.
And we're going beyond the usual time management tips, the calendars and to-do lists.
Oh yeah, much deeper. We're looking at 4 key areas from the book. First, the foundation. What is real productivity? It involves meaning, energy, focus.
Second, the big one, procrastination, why we do it and how to beat it. Third, strategy, how to invest your time, not just spend it, and how to leverage it.
Leverage. Interesting.
And finally, the real game changer, developing extraordinary focus, that laser-like concentration. That's our roadmap.
Okay, let's kick things off with that foundation. Redefining productivity.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the common view is, well, it's kind of broken, isn't it?
It really is. We see these images, the super busy person with a mile-long to-do list working crazy hours.
It's the first one in, last one out, yeah.
And we think, wow, they're productive. But Meurisse challenges that. He says that's often a mistaken activity for actual achievement.
So just being busy isn't the same as being productive.
Not in his view, because you could be incredibly efficient at tasks you hate, tasks that lead nowhere meaningful for you. Are you truly productive then?
Good question. So what's his definition?
It's much more holistic. He defines productivity as, and I'm quoting loosely here, doing the things we enjoy or find meaningful while being around people we care about.
Wow. Okay, that's different. Enjoyment, meaning people, not just output.
Exactly. It shifts the focus entirely. If you're deeply committed to something meaningful, something that aligns with your values, you're being productive, even if the output isn't massive yet.
But let's pause on meaningful.
Yeah.
What if your job isn't inherently meaningful? Like you need it to pay the bills, but you don't love it. Can you still find meaning there?
That's a really important point. And yes, absolutely. Meaning doesn't always mean bliss or constant enjoyment of the task itself.
Okay. Yeah.
Meaning can come from the commitment or the outcome. Providing for your family, that's deeply meaningful. Funding a side project that lights you up. meaningful. It's about contribution, stability, aligning with your values, even if the day-to-day task is, answering emails.
So it's the why behind the what's.
Precisely. It's a commitment to your future, your
Good.
values.
And that connects to the other part of his definition,
Yeah.
being around people we care about. Relationships.
Yes. This comes up again and again in studies about regret, the regrets of the dying.
Yeah, I've heard about those.
People consistently wish they'd spent less time chasing status or money or just distracting themselves, and more time genuinely connecting with friends and family.
Being present with them.
Fully present, not half listening while checking your phone. That quality time, that's arguably one of the most productive uses of your time. It's an investment in memories, connection, well-being, things that truly define a rich life.
Okay, so productivity is meaning and connection.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another layer, right? Energy and focus, not just clock time.
Yes, this is crucial. The idea that an hour is an hour is, well, it's wrong. Functionally wrong.
How so?
Your cognitive energy fluctuates wildly. Think about it. That hour, first thing in the morning when you're fresh, maybe after coffee,
Peak time, yeah.
that hour can be exponentially more valuable, maybe 2 or 3 times more than an hour late at night when you're tired and easily distracted.
Right. So wasting those peak morning hours on trivial stuff, like checking emails,
Is a huge strategic error. You're basically handicapping yourself for the rest of the day. You've squandered your best cognitive resources.
It's like using premium fuel for a short trip to the corner store.
Great analogy. And it's not just energy, it's focus intensity. An hour spent deeply focused, 0 distractions. That's worth multiple hours of fragmented, interrupted work where you're constantly checking your phone.
Which is how most people work, unfortunately.
Sadly, yes. And this ties into passion, too. Meurisse notes that when you're genuinely excited about something,
Your energy stays higher.
exactly. You're naturally more focused, less tempted by distractions. That's why passionate people often seem effortlessly productive. They're just operating in their optimal state more often.
So for the listener, how can they figure out where they stand on this energy and focus front? The book suggests a self-assessment.
Yeah, a really useful one. 4 simple statements. Rate yourself from 1 to 10 on each.
Okay, let's hear them.
1, I make the most of my peak hours each day.
Okay.
2, I work on each task with focus and eliminate distractions.
Number 3.
3, the tasks I work on usually move me closer to my long-term goals.
And the last one.
And 4, I'm genuinely excited about most of the tasks I'm working on.
So rating those 1 to 10, what do the scores tell you?
Well, if you're scoring below, say, an 8 on any of them, that's your bottleneck. That's where you need to focus your improvement efforts.
So if number 1, peak hours, is low,
Then you need to fix the fundamentals. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, those are the engines that generate high-value energy. Without that physical energy, all the fancy planning is useless.
okay, makes sense. Energy is foundational.
Yep.
But what if you have the energy? You know the task is important,
Mm.
but you just can't start.
Mm.
Let's talk procrastination
Ah, yes, the beast. The destroyer of dreams and deadlines.
and that trap of waiting for motivation to strike.
That's a killer. If you wait to feel like doing it, you'll often be waiting a very long time.
So the book argues procrastination isn't usually just laziness.
Almost never, according to Meurisse. It's typically misdiagnosed. He sees it as a symptom, a signal that something else is wrong, usually a lack of clarity or maybe a specific fear.
Okay, so if we treat it like a diagnostic tool,
We can find the root cause and actually fix it, instead of just beating ourselves up for being undisciplined.
the book lists several reasons. Let's unpack the big ones. First up, lack of clarity.
This is huge. If a task feels vague, overwhelming, or just plain unpleasant, our natural instinct is avoidance. We procrastinate because we're not sure why it matters.
Or what the end result should even look like.
Or maybe we just don't know the very first step, how to even begin.
So the fix depends on which unsure it is.
Exactly. If the why is weak, you need to reconnect with your long-term vision. Make it compelling. If the what is fuzzy, visualize the outcome clearly. Write it down. If the how is missing,
That seems like the easiest fix.
it often is. Just define the absolute smallest first step, write it down, or even better, ask someone who's done it before. Borrow their how.
Okay, clarity is key. What's another major reason?
Insufficient awareness. Specifically, what Meurisse calls the motivation myth.
Ah, the idea that we need to feel inspired before we act.
Yes, and it's completely backward. We have to reject that kind of emotional reasoning.
So action first, motivation second.
Action creates motivation. Seriously. Taking that first step generates a little momentum, and that momentum builds the feeling we call motivation. You don't wait for the feeling. You generate it through action.
The 5-minute rule comes in handy here.
Absolutely. Just commit to 5 minutes. Anyone can do 5 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you start, the friction usually disappears and you keep going.
What fuels that in action, though?
Mm.
The book talks about the future self-illusion.
Oh, this one's sneaky. We basically ignore the present reality and dump the hard work onto this imaginary future version of ourselves.
Ooh, we imagine we'll be, what, stronger? More motivated?
Yeah, wiser, more energetic, somehow magically equipped to handle the tasks we're avoiding now.
But that future self only exists if we act now.
Precisely. It's totally irrational.
Mm.
That future self is only better if you, the present you, takes action to build those skills, that energy, that discipline. Postponing is just disrespecting the only time you actually have right now.
Wow. Disrespecting the present moment.
That's powerful. And think about it. The you of 5 years from now will desperately wish you had started today. That time is gone forever.
And often, this cycle is worsened by poor focus and overstimulation.
For sure. Our modern environment primes us for procrastination.
How so?
If you spend half an hour scrolling Instagram or TikTok, your brain gets flooded with easy dopamine hits. Instant gratification.
Right.
Then you try to switch to a difficult, complex task that requires deep focus, like writing or coding or strategic thinking. Your brain basically rebels. It's like, where's my easy reward?
It makes the hard task feel even harder, almost unbearable.
Exactly. So reducing that friction is non-negotiable. Phone in another room, website blockers. Create an environment where starting the important task is the easiest option.
Okay, makes sense. And the last big one, fear. Specifically, fear of inadequacy.
The fear of not being good enough, of failing. This stops so many people before they even start.
But even successful people feel this, right?
Absolutely. The book mentions Meryl Streep, Jodie Foster, huge achievers who admit to feeling inadequate before new projects. Fear is normal.
So the choice isn't whether to feel fear.
The choice is whether you let it paralyze you or you do the thing anyway. That's it. Binary choice.
How do you push through it?
Adopt the mindset of a learner or a completer. Your job isn't instant perfection. It's to do the task, learn from it, and finish it to the best of your current ability. Celebrate the small wins, the progress.
Okay, so if we tackle clarity, motivation myths, future self, distractions, and fear, we land back at the importance of the present. The micro-life idea.
Exactly. We waste so much mental energy living in the past, guilt, regrets, or worrying about a hypothetical future. And
Neither of which we can control.
only the present is real. That's where action happens. That's where, as the book says, the magic happens.
And thinking of each day as a micro-life.
Brings intense focus and accountability. Ask yourself, if I just keep repeating today, every day, for the next 5 years, will I like where I end up?
Oof. That's a confronting question.
It needs to be. It forces you to evaluate your daily actions against your long-term goals.
So, what habits help us live in this micro-life more effectively?
Yeah.
The book suggests gratitude.
Yes, starting the day with gratitude. It sounds simple, maybe even cliche, but it's powerful. It anchors you in the present, counteracting that chronic dissatisfaction that makes us want to escape into past regrets or future worries.
And from that grounded place.
You plan your day. You become the CEO of your day, deciding the strategy, prioritizing that most valuable task first.
And then you switch roles.
Then you become the employee. Head down, execute the plan, focus 100% on the task at hand, trusting the CEO's decision. No second guessing, no checking if you feel motivated, just do the work.
Okay, so we've reset our definition of productivity, tackled procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get strategic. The book makes a crucial distinction. Spending time versus investing time.
Yes, this is a fundamental shift in perspective. Most people just spend their time, meaning they use their energy on things that offer instant gratification but no long-term return. Binge watching, endless scrolling, maybe eating junk food.
The energy just disappears.
It dissipates, poof, and that slice of your life is gone. Investing time, on the other hand,
Is using that energy to create value.
exactly, creating something that pays dividends later. Learning a skill, building relationships, creating knowledge, improving your health. Developing a product or service, things that grow.
The book uses a really stark example with TV watching to illustrate this. The numbers are kind of shocking.
They really are. If you watch, say, just 2 hours of low-value TV or online content a day, seems normal, right?
Pretty standard for many people.
Over 30 years, that adds up to 21,900 hours.
21,900, that's wow.
To put that in perspective, that's like working a 16-hour day every single day for almost 4 years. 3.75 years of your life just gone. watching stuff.
That's horrifying when you frame it like that.
Now, imagine you just cut that in half. Reclaim 1 hour a day. And you invest that hour in learning something valuable, building something meaningful.
Over 30 years, that's over 10,000 hours reclaimed.
10,000 hours. That's widely considered enough time to reach mastery in almost any complex skill.
So that seemingly small daily choice, 2 hours versus 1 hour, has monumental long-term consequences. Spend versus invest.
It's the opportunity cost. Time spent is life lost. Time invested is future growth. It's that simple and that profound.
And this idea of investing time connects directly to the compound effect, right?
Yeah,
Consistency.
Absolutely. The power of small, consistent daily actions is almost unbelievable. We tend to underestimate it.
We think linearly, like 1 hour equals 1 unit of progress.
But consistency unlocks exponential growth. The book gives great examples. Write just 500 words a day doesn't sound like much.
Manageable.
But do that consistently. You could write 5 books in a year. Keep it up. That's potentially hundreds of books over a lifetime.
Or learning a language.
Learn just 5 new words a day. Seems tiny. But over 5 years, that's over 9,000 words. You're fluent.
So consistency is the lever that activates that compounding.
It's the magic ingredient. 1 hour invested daily is vastly more powerful than 10 hours invested sporadically once a month. The consistency builds momentum.
But sticking with something for years, that requires motivation.
Yeah.
Right? How do you sustain that long-term thinking?
You need fuel. And the best fuel, according to Meurisse, is a compelling, exciting vision of the future.
Visualization.
Yes, but more than just seeing it, you need to feel the excitement of achieving that goal. Finishing the book, mastering the skill, launching the business. When you vividly imagine that future success...
You bring the positive emotions into the present.
Exactly. That anticipated joy becomes fuel for today's action. It helps you enjoy the process, not just the outcome, which makes the daily grind sustainable.
Okay, long-term vision is fuel. But a year or 5 years can still feel really far away. It's easy to put things off.
Which is why we need to create urgency. The book strongly advocates for 90-day thinking.
Like the 12-week year concept.
Very similar idea, yes. Yearly goals are just too long. They invite procrastination. Oh, I've got plenty of time. I'll start next month.
Happens all the time.
But 90 days? That's different. It's long enough to achieve something significant, write a draft, launch a basic product, complete a course module.
But short enough that the deadline feels real. You can almost see the finish line.
Exactly. It creates immediate urgency. You have to get started today or tomorrow. It forces prioritization.
And this ties into Parkinson's law. Work expanding to fill the time.
Perfectly. If you give yourself 6 months, the task will somehow take 6 months. But if you break it down into 90-day sprints, with clear weekly or even daily milestones within those sprints,
You compress the work. Force sufficiency.
you force focus and prevent that unnecessary expansion. You get more done faster because the deadline pressure is constructive, not paralyzing.
Right, so we're investing our time thinking in 90-day sprints. But how do we choose which activities to invest in? It can't all be work, right? The book offers a framework for this.
Yes, a really practical one. The 7 criteria for meaningful use of time. This helps you evaluate activities beyond just, is it productive for work?
Okay, what are the criteria?
It suggests that time well spent should hit 1 or more of these is the activity. 1, meaningful, aligned with your values or goals.
Got it.
2, enjoyable, simply fun, makes you smile. 3, challenging, stretches your skills.
Okay.
4, memorable, creates lasting positive memories. 5, self-worth enhancing, builds character, resilience, confidence.
Makes sense. 2 more.
6, effective, is it the most efficient way to achieve a specific outcome? And 7, health enhancing, improves physical or mental well-being.
So an activity doesn't need to hit all 7, but it should hit at least 1, ideally more.
Exactly. It helps you filter out activities that offer very little real value.
Let's use the book's example. Netflix versus learning a language, say, Estonian. How do they stack up?
Okay, let's run 3 hours of binge watching Netflix through the criteria. Meaningful? Probably not. Enjoyable? Yes, in the moment, maybe. Challenging? No. Memorable? Rarely. Self-worth enhancing? Definitely not. Effective? No. Health enhancing? Probably detrimental if it replaces sleep or exercise.
So it mostly fails, hits enjoyable weekly, and that's about it.
Pretty much. You've spent 3 hours and the return is almost 0. Now, learning Estonian for 3 hours.
That sounds hard.
It is. Which means it's challenging criterion 3, check. It's likely meaningful if it connects to a goal like travel or heritage criterion 1, check. Mastering it would definitely be self-worth enhancing criterion 5. Check. It might not be purely enjoyable every second, but
It hits multiple high-value criteria, makes the time investment worthwhile.
precisely. The framework helps you consciously choose activities that enrich your life rather than just passively consuming time.
Okay, choose high-value activities. Now, how do we multiply the time we have? We can't make more seconds, but the book talks about leverage.
Yes. Since time itself is fixed, you have to use external resources to amplify your output from the time you do have. It's about working smarter, using multipliers.
What's the first type of leverage?
Borrowing time. Simply put, ask for help more effectively.
Instead of reinventing the wheel.
Exactly. We waste so much time trying to figure things out from scratch when someone else already has the answer or the process.
Like the author needing a cover designer.
Perfect example. Instead of weeks searching, he just asked friends who'd already published books. They gave him vetted contacts. Problem solved in minutes, not months. You need to get good at finding the right person or the right information quickly.
Okay, borrow time. What's next? This sounds big. Money as stored time.
This is maybe the most profound reframing in the book. Think about what money is.
Purchasing power.
Fundamentally, it represents the stored energy and time from your past labor. You worked hours, got paid, saved some. That saving is stored time.
Stored time, okay, I see.
And because it's stored time, you can use it later to buy back future time. Outsourcing tasks you dislike, cleaning, admin work, hiring help, or the ultimate buyback. Achieving financial independence early, reclaiming potentially decades of your life from mandatory work. Money becomes a tool to purchase freedom.
But most people fall into the consumer trap instead.
Sadly, yes. We prioritize spending that stored time, money, on short-term gratification, often on depreciating assets, rather than using it to buy long-term freedom.
The car loan example really hits hard here.
It does. Let's say you finance a $30,000 car. Over 8 years, maybe you pay $40,000 total with interest. That's $40K of your stored time spent.
Okay.
But what if you hadn't bought that car? What if you'd invested that monthly payment, say, $417 for those 8 years, and then just let it grow for another, say, 22 years at a modest 5% return?
What would that be worth?
Around $66,600. That difference, over $26,000, is the opportunity cost of choosing the car over future freedom. It's the time you gave away.
Wow. Valuing time more than money leads to different financial choices.
Completely different. You start prioritizing saving and investing, letting your money work for you, storing your past efforts to buy future autonomy.
So borrow time. Use money as stored time. Any other leverage?
Leveraging assets. This is about decoupling your output from your direct time input. Using other people's time, hiring, other people's knowledge, courses, books, mentoring, and technology, automation, software, the internet scale. That's how you truly multiply your impact.
Okay, we've covered valuing time, beating procrastination, strategic investment, leverage. This all seems to rely on one final piece: focus. The book calls it a superpower.
It really is the superpower in today's distracted world. Meurisse argues that intense, single-minded focus is like adding IQ points.
Adding IQ points, how?
Because it minimizes energy leakage. Think of your mental energy like water pressure. Distractions are like holes in the pipe. Energy just leaks out uselessly. Deep focus patches those holes, channeling all your cognitive power onto the task.
So a focused person with average intelligence might outperform a scattered genius.
Often, yes. Because the focused person applies their energy effectively and consistently. The scattered genius might have great ideas but struggles to execute them because their focus is fragmented.
And the modern workplace is basically designed to destroy focus, right? The interruption crisis.
It's staggering. Research, like Gloria Marks, shows office workers get interrupted on average every 11 minutes.
11 minutes, that's constant.
But here's the real killer. After an interruption, it takes an average of 20 minutes to get back to the same level of deep concentration you had before.
Wait, 20 minutes recovery time. So if you're interrupted every 11 minutes, you're basically never in deep focus.
Pretty much. You spend more time recovering from interruptions than actually doing focused work. It's incredibly inefficient.
And multitasking doesn't help. We think we're good at it.
It's a myth, a dangerous one. Research from Stanford showed chronic multitaskers are actually worse at filtering out irrelevant information, worse at managing memory, and less effective overall.
So multitasking is just rapid, inefficient context switching.
Exactly. It fragments attention and kills deep cognitive processing.
So what's the antidote? The baseline fix? The deep work minimum?
It's deceptively simple, but hard to execute consistently. Commit to at least 45 minutes of totally uninterrupted, single-task focus on your most important work.
45 minutes. No phone, no email, no notifications.
Zero distractions.
Yeah.
Just you and the task. Even one solid 45-minute block like that per day can dramatically boost your output and quality, far more than hours of fragmented work. It builds momentum.
But distractions are sneaky. We need to know our enemy. The distraction matrix helps diagnose our specific weaknesses.
Yes, it identifies 4 main ways focus gets derailed. Knowing your primary kryptonite helps you build defenses.
Okay, what's the first step?
Being dragged. You start one small thing, check one email, look up one quick fact, and suddenly it's an hour later and you've gone down a rabbit hole of 74 emails or endless Wikipedia links.
Guilty. Checking the weather turns into reading about ancient history somehow.
We've all been there. The defense is strict boundaries. Time box those activities or schedule them for low energy times.
Okay, tech 2.
Interrupted. This is the obvious one. External pings, calls, people stopping by. But also crucial is self-interruption.
Like suddenly feeling the urge to check your phone when the work gets hard.
Exactly. It's often a subconscious avoidance tactic. You hit a tough spot and boom, instant urge for a dopamine hit elsewhere. Recognizing that urge and not acting on it is key. And turning off all notifications is non-negotiable.
Right. Third type.
Seduced. This is choosing easy, low-value tasks to feel productive. Ticking off simple checklist items gives a little dopamine hit, making you feel busy.
But it distracts from the real, important, often harder work.
Precisely. Spending the morning tweaking fonts instead of writing the actual report. You feel busy, but you're avoiding the high-leverage task. You have to ask, is this moving the needle or just making me feel good?
And the final one.
Fooled. This is chasing the next shiny object. Believing a new app, a complex system, or reading one more productivity book will magically solve everything.
Instead of just buckling down and doing the work using simple fundamental principles.
Exactly. The best system is often the simplest one you can stick to consistently, which leads perfectly into the ultimate execution framework.
The CEO, COFO employee model.
Yes. It's a mental model to assign roles to your thinking throughout the day, reducing indecision and boosting execution.
Okay, break it down. The CEO.
The CEO is the planner. You do this role maybe the night before or first thing in the morning. The CEO sets the vision, the strategy, the priorities for the day. What's the main goal? Why does it matter? What are the key steps? The CEO ensures the employee knows exactly what to do.
Got it. Then the employee.
The employee is the executor. During your focused work blocks, like that 45-minute minimum, you adopt the employee mindset. Your job is simple. Execute the task the CEO assigned. Head down, 100% focus, no questioning the plan, no checking motivation. Just do the work.
Removes the overthinking. And the COO.
The COO is the system improver. You step into this role after the work block or at the end of the day. The COO reviews. How did it go? Were there bottlenecks? Did I lack a tool or skill? What went wrong? What went right?
So the COO refines the process for next time.
Exactly. Maybe the COO realizes, I need noise-canceling headphones, or I need to block distracting websites during work blocks, or I underestimated how long that task would take. The COO tweaks the system for better execution tomorrow.
CEO plans, employee executes, COO reviews, and improves. Simple, but powerful.
It creates clarity and separates the strategic thinking from the focused doing, which is essential for getting meaningful work done consistently.
Wow. Okay, so this journey through Master Your Time, it's been about fundamentally shifting how we see and use our most precious resource. Not just managing tasks, but valuing time as scarce, defining productivity through meaning and energy.
Diagnosing why we procrastinate, investing time strategically using things like 90-day sprints and the 7 criteria, leveraging our resources.
Yeah. And ultimately, cultivating that superpower of intense focus using frameworks like the CEO to MUI employee model to execute effectively.
It really boils down to understanding that consistency and focus applied to meaningful goals are the real keys. There's no magic pill, just deliberate practice.
We started by realizing that you, the listener, are likely time-rich right now. You have this incredible asset.
And we hope this deep dive has given you the tools and the mindset shifts needed to truly capitalize on that wealth. Remember those 7 criteria, use them to filter out the noise.
And embrace that focused execution. That's where the results happen.
To wrap things up, there's a quote from Earl Nightingale that the book uses, and it really resonates. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it.
Why not?
The time will pass anyway.
The time will pass anyway. That's sobering and motivating all at once.
It really is. It highlights the choice you have right now.
So the final thought for you listening now. That big goal you've been putting off because it seems too far away, too time-consuming. Remember, those years will pass whether you pursue it or not.
So why not start today? Define that first 90-day sprint. Take that first step. The clock is ticking. Make it count.